Fasten your seatbelt.
Yo, dog, we heard you like to while you, so we put some inside your so that you can while you're booming, dog. Boom.
What?
Yeah, I said boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel boom.
Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel. Good morning, good evening, everybody. Hey guys, this is this is Smelly Pirate trying to convince Dave that he should have agreed to host. This is episode 9.
Boom!
Of wait,
Will Smith, everyone.
you asked me to host, right?
Well, no, I know you interrupted somebody once by going boom, but you have to go boom. That's how you interrupt somebody.
Wait, what did you say? What did you do? What did you say?
I'm trying to be Dog's Die, and you just interrupted my douche. This is Smelly Pirate, and I am your host, your episode 9 host of the Big Red Barrel. Boo!
Oh boy!
And this is going to be a great show. We're very, very excited to be here. I don't want to ruin the surprise that we already ruined at second 10 of the show.
Who's
who
we?
Our second host is. I didn't hear that. So, Yoshifett.
Hi.
Do you have to say things?
I don't have to, but I will always. I'm here. I'm ready for episode 9. I did tweet about our special guest. Literally everyone. Okay, I misused literally because not everyone, but almost everyone guessed that it was going to be Jitterbug, and they were wrong. So
Yes.
wrong to all of you people out there.
That's right. Suck it.
Yes. F you all.
And
While you suck it.
and so don't forget, I'm doing a shout out right now to Fralls fans and Truth and Justice.
Wow, that was terrible.
I totally just ruined you guys. I did a shout out right now. It's
you
done.
did. Everyone's going to hate the ending of this episode.
Okay, well that's fine. We'll redo it. Free DLC.
and there's a light-voiced fellow from some other place on our call. Can you explain yourself?
You mean like my theory on life, or like why I do what I do when I do it?
Whoa, I like do this. The second part, the second thing you said, whatever that means. I want to know that.
I'm Dave. I do things like edit this show.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah. Edit that in harder.
Edit the show. I live in Houston, and I co-chair the greatest movie podcast ever with that guy over there named Yoshifett.
It's true.
And when we talk about Star Wars on the show, Smelly sits in his car and talks to his radio.
I totally do. You have no idea.
Oh, I do. Yoshi tells me.
Yeah, the no secrets.
It was great. That was one of the most. I'll say it. That was the most enjoyable podcasting consuming experience that I've ever had in my life.
All 25 hours.
It was the most 25 hours podcasting experience in my life as well.
So you're not talking about quality. You're just talking about girth here.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went for just sheer volume of podcastery, and you nailed it.
And we managed to talk about the water core of Naboo for at least an hour.
No, it was like 30 minutes tops.
It felt like more than that.
I know. I had to listen to you guys debate it, and then sit there and not care, and then I had to edit the show and not care again.
Yeah, no, that was one of the things that I actually yelled in my car was, "What the F is in the Colorado school curriculum that every second grader knows you can't have a water core to a planet?" That's what I was yelling.
Too bad Jitterbug will never listen to this episode.
See, but what you don't know is that the smartest minds in America all live in Colorado.
They all live in Denver.
They're close to NORAD, so they could just shuffle them into the bunker.
Oh, right, in case like Morgan Freeman becomes president or something.
In case Morgan Freeman becomes... Why do you got to blame it on a black man, huh?
It just seems like there must have been a disaster movie at some point with Morgan Freeman as president, although I think it was bad, and I think I blocked it out. And I think it was called Deep Impact.
It's possible. Speaking of Deep Impact, Yoshi, do you have a word for us this week?
I do, and it's...
For the week?
The word of the week for the week? Of the week?
Yeah.
Of the century? Yeah, well... this is a word that I heard in the name of a band, but I never knew what it meant until I looked it up recently. And the word is lacuna.
Ooh.
I know, this sounds gross, doesn't it?
Isn't that a show that used to be on MTV?
No, yeah, Lacuna Beach. No. No. I think there was a band called Lacuna Coil or something like that.
There was.
Yeah,
there was.
so... But... They recently saw the word lacuna and found out what it actually meant. And it makes their name not sound that cool. But there you go. Word for this week is lacuna. Not Laguna, Dave, you silly Billy.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna ask musical genre of origin, but I guess it would be like 90s era grunge, right?
Yeah, Italian metal, I think, is what it is.
Italian metal.
I'm pretty sure they were an Italian band. Correct me if I'm
like
wrong.
A Metallica. It's Italian metal.
That's a spicy Metallica. Okay, so anyway, sorry. That's me. That's my word. Are you thuggy?
Yeah, I got a thuggy on it. It's another thug grammar rule.
Oh, I love those.
The thug grammar rule for this week is you can say the word Issa. I think it would be spelled ISSA.
Is that like, Issa alright?
Is that Jar Jar thug speak?
Yeah.
Issa Bombad.
Yeah, he's like, I licked a pod and my tongue is fried. Something like that.
Oh, so is that how you use it?
No, it's not. It's I try to explain it coherently here. You can say Issa, which is a thuggish version of it's but you're using it when you should be using the word there are.
Be like, it's the three of us.
Yeah, like there are a lot of good books I like to read. It's a lot of good books I like to read.
I love that.
For some reason, I think you'll never hear a gangster say that.
No, that's all they say. It's unbelievable.
Well, Dave's talking about the second part.
I'm talking about the second part of
the books.
Oh, you got jokes. Okay.
That's a good one. Issa.
Yeah, Issa. It's a nice one, and it's really. I mean, you'll hear it a lot in the wild if you pay attention. And there's no thugs in the wild. What's it called? What do we say, Yoshi? Again?
No church in the wild, I believe.
No church. Yeah, there's no church in the wild. That's right.
I don't say that. Kanye says that. By the way, let's settle something right here and right now. Dave claims that Kanye has ghostwriters for his songs, and I claim that I looked that up and it's not true, and it was just for the one song Jesus Walks.
He had a ghostwriter for Jesus Walks?
Yeah, his name's Rhymefest.
Yeah. That was actually true because I had to go look it up because Dave tried to tell me that.
Wow.
I was like, what? No.
See, now I mean, I'll believe you because I believe you, but I also don't believe it because I love Kanye and because in one of his songs he raps about when he went into the studio to try to get Jay-Z to let him rap when he was just a producer, and he spit one of his little rhymes about a mayonnaise-colored Benz and pushing Miracle Whips. And if he can come up with something that clever when he's just a little producer wearing a cardigan sweater, then he can come up with whatever he can.
Doesn't he also rap about being poor in that song? Was it Drive Slow?
Drive Slow,
yeah,
homie.
Yeah.
He was poor at one point, right?
He raps about being poor occasionally.
He's talking about he's Theo Huxtable. Come on, man.
I don't know.
And Dave, I don't suppose you have an MMO speak for us tonight.
The MMO speak of the week is boring. MMOs are boring. Use it in a sentence properly.
I'm just going to use that sentence as the sentence, if that's okay with you. And just say MMOs are boring. Just to
just say, it's a lot of MMOs out there that are very boring.
Oh, man.
That's great. Well, we have several of what we call topics here on the Boom Show that we would love to share with you, and we're going to commence to doing so just as soon as future Dave, not current Dave, edits some flippy little flourish in between my words now and my words then. Go, Dave. Future Dave.
Yeah, and Dave, if you're listening, the crow flies at midnight.
What?
It's code.
You have inside jokes with yourself, Dave?
Is this like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when you're going to decide to hide the key later or whatever they do? I can't remember.
It's us!
All right, so our first topic this week is actually, it's completely dependent on us having current Dave on our show.
Yes.
Because the topic is titled, hopefully appropriately, Dave's Vita.
Yes, Dave has a Vita.
All right, well, do that. Make that our topic.
Awesome. Well, I would like to just say that my Vita is gorgeous. And why is it gorgeous? Okay. So I had a bunch of Best Buy gift cards and stuff and reward points. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just go online because I don't want to walk in with all these slips of paper with, $10 written on them saying, yeah, just scan all these in. And so I just went ahead and did all that online and did in-store pickup. So I go to the store, pick it up, I bring it home. I paid for the Wi-Fi version, and I got the 3G version. What's up?
Nice.
Really?
Yes.
Well done.
So now you get to pay $10 a month for data.
If I want to. There's the option. And also the 3G version comes with an 8 gig memory card.
Oh, well, that's something
Yes.
of worth.
Especially with the new Sony memory cards that they made just for the Vita, so you couldn't just go get a, camera stick and stick it in there.
Exactly.
But it was, it's pretty awesome for $50 less than asking price.
Yeah, there's some lacuna there.
But lots of lacuna. The question, of course,
it's a good deal, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, I imagine you got a good deal based on what you said. But the question with handhelds always for me is, are there enough enjoyable games on it to warrant having it? And do you find yourself playing it at long stretches of time?
Well, first of all, for you two gents on this show, MLB The Show on the PSV.
Well, for me, in Dog's Die's absence, yes, I will vouch for him that he would enjoy that. Yeah. I do wonder about that, though, because, obviously the Vita is powerful, but it feels like they have the whole thing where you can play and then you can, transfer your data over and keep playing so you don't have to stop or whatever. But how close are the graphics to the graphics you see on a PS3 game?
They're not quite there yet because it's you're not holding a little HD, full on HD screen because that would be ridiculously overpriced. The graphics are really good. They are head and shoulders above the PSP, head and shoulders above the DS and the 3DS. And some really cool stuff is say they don't have any game bundles except for the launch bundle they had, and for as far as I know, most places are out of that by now. But you get MotorStorm RC for free. Like you just go into the PlayStation Store and you download it. Just plug in through your Wi-Fi, go in, download it straight to your thing. It's like a little remote controlled car version of MotorStorm, and it's pretty fun. I mean, it's free.
If it was RC Pro-Am, I would have bit immediately.
That's my question.
Is that what you're thinking too?
Did you mean that it's RC Pro-Am?
It's a lot like RC Pro-Am actually. Except you get different environments. It's like, oh, we're gonna do ice now. Oh, awesome. Do you get to collect the letters to spell out the word Nintendo? So you get a special bonus. Well, then you collect medals to open new maps and new challenges and stuff like that.
How about oil slicks? Are there oil slicks? I
have not seen oil slicks yet. Nay. I mean, it's remote controlled.
Okay.
It's like
I'm starting to think that this might not be RC Pro-Am.
I said it's similar. I didn't say, oh, it's totally RC Pro-Am.
Okay.
And it has some other cool things. Like it has the augmented reality stuff. That's where you point your Vita at this little card, and some sort of little 3D object pops up, and there's 3 or 4 free games that you can play that use it. And one of them is like it's basically kind of like you would expect out of an iPhone game. You set the little card on a table or something, and you point the Vita at it, and you have to be a certain distance away, and then a little 3D house pops up. It just sits on the table, and because you're looking through the camera that's on the Vita, and it shows the house there, and then these fireworks shoot off in the air, and you have to use your fingers and tap them. It's a stupid little sort of like an iPhone game. That's pretty fun. And there's another one called Cliff Diver, where a cliff sort of shoots out of pops out of the table, and then you have to press buttons at certain times to get the dude to do the correct dive and dive into the water. And stuff like that.
That's an inspired title. Cliff Diver.
Cliff Diver.
It's almost as good as Warfighter, but you know. Shout out to Truth and Justice.
Oh wow.
Face puncher.
Diver.
Diver.
So, how realistic does Tupac look in these alternate reality games?
Tupac is sick. Like, seriously, it looks like he's going to come to my house and murder my whole family.
Wow. I think you think that Tupac and Kaiser Soze are the same person. I'm starting to think.
Well, actually, that was a Boondocks reference.
Oh.
Where he's like, I remember when I was a kid, Ice Cube was so gangster. I used to have dreams we'd come to my house and murder my whole family.
that must have been not Riley. Who's the other one?
Oh no, that was what's his name? Gangstalicious.
Oh, Gangstalicious. Oh, all right. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I can't even. Who's the young one? The little one who wants to be a gangsta?
Isn't that Riley?
Snoop.
I thought Riley was the older one. Now I'm confused.
I think that means we need to go watch that show more.
Yeah, and stop talking about it when we don't know it. Okay.
Well, then the real question about Boondocks is: have you played the Uncharted game?
I have not, because that is the most expensive game on the Vita. Like, it's like $50. Like 45 if you download it. There's like a $5 game discount if you download it to your memory card instead of going to the store and, the brick and mortar copy.
Interesting.
But it doesn't fit on your memory card.
It will. It's only like 3 gigs, and I currently have an 8 gig stick. But you can get up to 32, I believe, for a memory stick.
For $100.
Yeah, I didn't say it was cheap. I just said you could.
No. You just said it was RC Prime. And the other problem is, aren't you contractually obligated to download it on the PlayStation Network or the Sony Entertainment Network?
You're not contractually obligated to download it off of that. No, you can go get the little cartridge from the store and stick that in your Vita.
Yeah, but if you wanted to save $5 and have it downloaded on your own little stick,
yeah,
then you got to download it. You can't download it from Xbox Live, is what I'm saying. So it's going to take you 3.5 weeks.
Yeah. No, it downloads pretty quick, and it's something that the Xbox and the PlayStation can't do. You can download and play a game at the same time.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
that's finally
yeah. Downloads in the background.
What about the back of the Vita? Do you find yourself fondling it a lot?
I don't have any games that call for it yet, actually.
Really?
I mean, I see some opportunities for what your 3D games you're talking about here and fondling in the back of the Vita. It just seems like it all will work out eventually.
No. Apparently you can do that in Uncharted, but I haven't gotten there yet. Like, there's demos. I haven't played that demo yet. I played the demo for Unit 13, and that looks pretty cool. It's a good mix between like using the thumbsticks and like touchscreen controls. Like, it's like, okay, I need to reload. I can just tap the screen and it'll reload and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not coordinated enough to make that happen. That I would just tap the back at indeterminate points, and it's like, tap this part to make you die.
It's not on the back; it's on the front because there's a touchscreen.
Yoshi,
as well.
you could just bash it against your forehead, and then it would reload.
Yeah,
I think you could do that.
Okay.
This is making me think too, because my wife is she's had an iPod Touch for some time, and she is an accomplished. I think she's up to like level 57 on eye pimple, where you just sort of pop these little virtual pimples. And so I think that on this, it could be an added level of difficulty, because you could have to squeeze virtually the touchscreen on the back. It would be like popping pimples on your own back. You couldn't like see where you were squeezing, but you're trying to get this pimple.
I want to know why girls like popping pimples. Like, this is a thing. And tell me this is not a thing. Girls that like you want to pop your pimples. As gross as that sounds,
I've never had a girl want to pop my pimples.
That's happened with multiple girlfriends, and Samus
Then you've never been in love, Dave.
Yeah, you've never.
Oh, apparently.
I hate to break it to you.
Yeah. One day, my boy.
Maybe the women that you're with want to be called Clearasil.
I guess so. another Dre reference. Dave, you fit right in. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Let's see here. What else
That
is
was
awesome
fun.
about the Vita? Oh, there is Netflix on the Vita.
Oh. Well, that's cute.
Connect to the Wi-Fi and watch to Netflix if you're out and about. Like if they had Wi-Fi at your place of business, and you were going to have your little poop, your little 15-minute poop break, and you didn't feel like playing the game,
Correct.
but you're like, I could totally watch, 15 minutes of a TV show or something.
General conference, probably.
Of general conferences on Netflix. Hey, does there come a point where saying that your mobile device has Netflix is no longer anything that you should be bragging about? Like, I think my son's Leapster has Netflix.
It does? That's awesome.
Yeah,
How did I get one of those?
I'm pretty sure.
Because then I could learn and watch movies.
Exactly. I think they're on everything.
Yeah, and don't we hate Netflix now too because they did something about they like rubbed up on SOPA or something?
You know what? My biggest problem with that is like, okay, they had all this extra money and my bill didn't go down. That's all I got.
I don't know. I just heard that they.
SOPA.
Yeah, I heard that they like formed some pact.
It's a super PAC.
A super PAC to support similar legislation that SOPA was, and people are mad about that or something.
Wow.
And I saw the likes of Dark Wonders saying he was going to cancel his subscription or something. I don't know. Whatever.
No, he was just saying that. He's not actually going to do it. And I'm not worried about it until they form a Super PAC Championship Edition. That's when you know that things are going really bad.
Turbo Fighter Edition 3.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
3.
so your Vita sounds
Not
crappy.
3.
I hate Sony. Moving on.
It also has the tweeters, so you can say what you want.
I will.
It has the Twitter.
Well, I noticed you were tweeting from your. I love how mobile devices. Because at first, when this became a thing, I didn't think it was something that just happened. But I remember I had a friend who he like was in early on the iPhone, and he would send me messages or like post messages, and it would say sent from so and so's iPhone, and I thought he was like manually typing that in every time. Just to be funny, because it's the sort of thing that he would say. But then, it's like now that's a thing, It always says where the origin of your idea is. Not the origin of the idea, but where you inputted that idea into the internets. And so it's a weird thing to me still that I saw. I was like, oh, it came from Dave's Vita. Okay. I guess he uses his Vita for that, too.
Well, I'm waiting for it to get voice commands so I can tell it to call me Rock God. But sadly, that firmware update hasn't come through yet.
It's never going to call you that, Dave.
Oh, it should, though. If an iPhone can do it, a Vita can do it. But there's other cool things like Vita. Cross-game chat. Party chat, no doubt.
Well, then why don't they do that on the PS3?
The PS3, they came out and said it's incapable of doing so. That's why they don't have that it does everything slogan anymore.
I mean, I believe it. I have to believe it. There's no other reason they wouldn't do it. But how amazing is that you can build a machine that can't physically do it?
I know, and also a machine that was touted as being super duper powerful and awesome and worth $600 at launch, and yet nope, can't do that. Very seemingly simple task. Anyway, we've bashed the PlayStation brand enough now, and I get a lot of hate mail about that.
Yeah. In summary, I'll probably get a Vita within a year. Yoshi will never even touch it.
That's true, and that's not because of PlayStation. That's just because I'm not really a handheld gamer, and I'm happy with my old DS and playing GBA games on there. So,
Oh, and there's Pinball, Smelly.
Dave, I was going to ask, have you played Pinball yet?
I have played the Pinball.
Oh, tell me about it, please.
Oh, it's glorious Pinball. It's got some old school machines on it. It's got Ripley's Believe It or Not, Black Hole, Theater of Magic, Arabian Nights.
Theater Magic.
And
multi-ball. Sorry, I
think it said like once a month or something they update the machines. So where you'll get like Creature of the Black Lagoon and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good one too. I forgot about that one.
They just added the Bride of Pinbot too. I saw that on my Android.
Yeah.
That's
feel
tasty.
that, and I feel that they're gonna add Zen Pinball also, which that's the important pinball.
Yeah. And it's real cool because instead of playing on your you have an Android, right? Device.
Yeah.
Like you have the bumpers, so you hit that instead to move your bumpers.
Yeah, it's intuitive.
By the way, Smelly's pinball style is, if you see his brick and mortar pinball style, it is definitely characterized by the way that he hits the flippers.
So it's very sexual.
The buttons. From my perspective, but I'm just saying in general, like he has this wind up that he does when he's gonna hit the ball, and his hand goes out at a certain angle, and then smack right against at the right timing. He had this whole
Really?
Yeah, you do that. What are you talking about, really? We've had conversations about this before. How you put your hand out and like you like anticipate the ball coming and then you smack right on the button. Like you don't keep your hands on the button. Like your hands go off the buttons and then they flap in a very sexual manner, obviously, Dave.
So how does your Android device put up with this spousal abuse?
It doesn't work.
My pinball hand is real strong. All right. So, born of a Twitter discussion, epic Twitter discussion between myself and Yoshifett, BRB, whoever that is. I'm familiar with you, Yoshifett, but apparently there's a Yoshifett associated with BigRedBarel.
I'm not on staff.
Exactly.
Literally not.
Dogs Die, Zombelic, how do you say his name? Skoohooth?
What, Scootu?
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, that's how the British people say it, and they the only word I've ever heard Tim mispronounce is Candace's name. Candice.
Candice. Yeah, well, what is Scootu? Is that from something?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Scootu and Plugel, we were debating Jim Carrey movies, and we thought we'd do a little mini bracket.
Wait, let's. Can I quickly just say how that actually started? Because this is important, so we can publicly shame Plugel. It all came from Plugel saying that Dumb and Dumber is the worst movie he's ever seen.
Were you sure it wasn't Dumb and Dumber?
No, I was sure. I made sure. I checked, and no.
Did you question? Were you like, did you not mean to put an extra
no,
in there?
Yes,
That's a good point,
no,
Dave.
he's talking about the original. He was talking about Jim, because we started talking about Jim Carrey movies. That was the origin, was him saying that was the worst movie ever, which, oh my gosh, that's not the worst movie ever. Like,
it's a besmirchment upon Jeff Daniels.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, yeah, so it was born of Plugel being a colossal idiot, like so many things are.
So many great things come from that.
And so we have sort of an arbitrary bracket here where I went into IMDb and I pulled up the 8 best Dumb and Dumber movies of all time. And so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to give the first showdown to Dave. We'll give the second one to Yosh. We'll give the third one to me. And the fourth one, what?
Mantooth.
We don't have to give to anyone because it's too obvious. Yeah, we'll give it to Mantooth.
I can't believe you're giving me the second one, since I've never seen Me, Myself, and Irene. So,
oh no, I was going down first. So you have Liar Liar.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think that's the third one.
oh, you're a jerk then. Also, you're even more of a jerk for doing it that way. But go ahead, fine.
It was arbitrary. So Dave, tell us who wins between Dumb and Dumber and Bruce Almighty.
Oh, that's Dumb and Dumber all the way.
Why?
Why?
You have two. You get 2 items to explain why.
2 items to explain why. Well, first of all, Jeff Daniels, not in Bruce Almighty. Second of all,
Totally not. Yeah.
Good point.
nice Hooters.
There we go.
The owls, they're beautiful.
Nicely done. And you got that in before. I was about to counter your Jeff Daniels with Steve Carell, but you got it in before, so bravo.
Yeah, but Steve Carell's in that movie so little. I mean, the part was like, there wasn't enough of that.
That's like the only Steve Carell you ever need is that. Mm-hmm. That was a great
Well, then
scene.
they turned it into the Steve Almighty or whatever the next one was called with Steve Carell. That was colossal failure. So,
yeah. I mean, even though Morgan Freeman, who doesn't love them some Morgan Freeman, is in Bruce Almighty. Yeah, still got to go with the Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
He plays almost as good a god as Alanis Morissette did. Yoshi, you have Liar Liar versus The Truman Show.
I hate you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say The Truman Show is a better movie. And I don't really know what the argument would be that Liar Liar is a better movie. It's pretty cheesy and formulaic, etc.
Well, there was the part where he's like, "You gave her dog a bone. You stuffed her like a Thanksgiving turkey."
No, that's Dave. I'm glad you're bringing that up because my point would be The Liar Liar, in my opinion, is Jim Carrey's funniest individual performance. So it's not that it's his best movie. It's just that he is so the MVP of that movie in every way, somehow outshining Carrie Yules, or however you say his name, and just number of laughs per minute. I have to give it to Liar Liar, even over like Dumb and Dumber. I would think Liar Liar is funnier Jim Carrey. Like, I think he does everything in that movie pretty much. Like, every time that he has to make us laugh, it works, perfectly. So I do think The Truman Show, though, is very emotionally engaging as a film, and it works really well as a, it was so predictive of the reality show era, too, which is another, cool thing about it. And then just, it epically emotional at the end, just really good. So Truman Show's a better movie. I give it to Truman Show.
Okay. Just to clarify, the only qualifier here, this is called Jim Carrey bracket. So I don't know that you have to tell us what's the funniest or what's the best. It's just this versus that in the Jim Carrey bracket.
Well then, Smelly, the next question is to you. Ace Ventura versus Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh man, I feel bad for doing this. And Yoshifett, I know what Yoshi will throw in my face, but I think I got to give it to Me, Myself, and Irene.
What?
Laces out. No, but I don't know.
The most compelling argument for Ace Ventura, I think, is just the opening sequence with the box, which had me reduced to ninny childish tears in the movie theater.
Yeah, but we were 14 when we saw that.
We were, and Yoshifett told me after the movie that the half of him thought that I was fake laughing. I was laughing so hard. And Dave edited my laughter in harder during that movie.
Yeah, it was before future Dave came back. And
actually, that was past Dave.
I think for me, it feels like Me, Myself, and Irene was Jim Carrey at a very funny. Just the character of Hank is an outstanding character. Sort of a combination of Vera DeMilo and what was that, Fire Marshal Bill? I think it's like an amalgam of a couple of his really great characters from the past, but also it's like the Farrelly brothers I felt like some of their best. I don't know. There's something about that movie.
I think this is just the Jim Carrey bracket. I don't think you have to explain the whole thing. Like, you just pick the movie, right?
Okay, Me, Myself, and Irene. Sorry, Yoshifett. No, and I should say this. I've only seen the edited version, which I know takes me down a notch. But in the edited version, in my defense, they edit out the gigantic dildo with a CGI piece of bread, a gigantic CGI baguette.
That's much funnier, actually.
Does he still look at the big giant piece of bread, ask what it's for, and then when she says that's for him, does he still go to the bathroom and then splash water on his anus?
I'm not sure exactly what happens after that. I just know at some point when he pulls it out of the trunk, it calls my attention to it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed the CGI baguette, but it's definitely what that is. Yeah. So I guess we need to give Mantooth, Cable Guy versus Eternal Sunshine. And I think we all know how that's going to go.
He's not going to say anything.
Mantooth is going to blow it and say Cable Guy.
Yeah, he is. Classic Mantooth.
Well, if we let Cable Guy through, that will save us from the conflict that we know is coming. So,
well, Cable Guy has to do with cable. Mantooth likes to watch soccer on cable. So, bam.
That's true.
Yeah, I think you solved it.
And Jim Carrey doing what song does he do karaoke to?
Want Somebody to Love or something.
Yeah,
the Jefferson Airplane song. And didn't Ben Stiller directed that, right?
He did, yes.
And Jack Black is in it.
Yes.
That's right. Very young Jack Black.
Well, and his warm up for City League basketball was one of the great.
Oh yeah. That scene is really funny. Yeah,
no, it's all about the dunk.
But Eternal Sunshine wins, right? Look, can we be clear on this that we're not going to let Mantooth?
Yeah, let's
the
be
Ghost
clear.
of Mantooth is not going to take
okay.
it. Okay, good.
So semifinals now. It's Bruce Almighty versus
what?
Me Myself. No. It's I'm sorry. It's Dumb and Dumber versus Truman.
Correct. And it's Truman that wins. We all agree that Truman Show
I
is
agree.
better than Dumb and Dumber, even though Dumb and Dumber might be funnier.
Even though I want to rub Plugel's face in this whole bracket. But yes, I agree. Truman Show is better than Dumb and Dumber.
We should just have Dumb and Dumber win just for Plugel. I mean, as a film,
we could have a Plugel.
as a movie that you would actually want to sit through and watch and feel emotionally. Well, hold on. In the words of Smelly Pirate's journal, when he was 16 or something, it works better as a drama than a comedy.
What, was he like a film critic at heart when he was... Dear Diary, I went and saw...
No. He started a journal in high school, and like his first entry was about... What was that Steve Martin movie?
Oh, it's called Leap of Faith.
Leap of Faith.
I love this story.
That was like your first journal entry was like about how Leap of Faith was better as a drama than a comedy. You're like, check it out. I wrote in my journal.
Did he have to read it in front of class?
No, you just did it because it's a thing, I guess, that you do when you're Mormon.
No, there was no purpose for the journal other than my current wife's current sister gave it to me and told me to write it. So I obeyed.
So you did, because we did whatever she said. Can I have that $1? Yeah, I think you can.
Did you like turn it in for bonus points or something later?
To her, yeah, to teacher. I had hots for teacher. That's gross. Yeah, I did say that thing, and Yoshi likes to say that thing.
I like to bring it's an inside joke that we're going to bring down.
I don't think I've ever been manipulated like that by a woman. Not long term, short term, of course, but never like, here's a journal. Write your thoughts for a while.
I need 2 years worth of your thoughts, including your thoughts on this subpar Steve Martin movie.
Oh boy.
Did everybody get one or just you?
No, I didn't get one. I was mad.
You never got a journal?
No, I didn't get a journal. No, that was part of it. Was the fun of playing the two of us against each other. It was
Wow.
exciting.
Well, apparently somebody was in it to win it, and the other person was not.
Well, I mean,
right.
Smelly Pirate was our homecoming king, and I was never the king of anything. So.
Oh, Yoshi, don't be the victim. It was a trade-off. I got the journal, and you got to see her in a one-piece bathing suit.
No, you got both of those things. I got to hear you describe to me about how she looked in that bathing suit. That's what I got.
Did he call you up on his big brick of a cell phone? Yo, dog, peep it.
There were no cell phones. No, I dialed him up on AOL.
I'm fairly sure that was just like I rode my bike to his house and we had a brick and mortar conversation about it. We even had a hand signal. In fact, that was just if we made this signal, it meant just think about this girl in her bathing suit.
The One Piece.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like making an upside down flux capacitor with your index, your middle, and your thumb.
That's exactly what it is. Couldn't be described better. All right. Anyway, so we have Truman Show moving on to the finals.
Correct. And Me, Myself, and Irene versus Eternal Sunshine. Plugel loses. Eternal Sunshine wins. Correct.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
So-
it's just a really good movie.
I don't know. There was this magnificent piece of bread, apparently, in Me, Myself, and Irene.
I know. I was going to say, in spite of Eternal Sunshine's lack of CGI dildo bread, we have to pass it on.
That rolls so hard.
You may.
That's all
I'm not even
stale.
gonna say it.
Yo. All right.
I was going to make a yeast joke, but I'm not going to make a yeast joke.
Oh, that makes him, washing his bunghole so much more appropriate because he's got yeast up there.
Yeah. You don't want that.
So we have the Truman Show versus Eternal Sunshine, guys, and I know what I think, but I don't know. Maybe I can be the tiebreaker if you guys don't agree.
Well, I just really I think for me when Truman Show came out, which was sometime in the mid 90s, late 90s, right?
Something like that.
Some in that area.
Yeah, it was in 98.
It was very impactful at that time, and I thought it was a great movie, and I've seen it a couple times since, and also thought it was a great movie. But Eternal Sunshine, to me, is a lot more thoughtful, even though Truman Show is arguably fairly thoughtful, and in terms of exploring the idea of a failed relationship and catching feelings and stuff. It's just so good in that respect. So I just think it's more emotionally moving, and to me it makes it a slightly better movie. I think they're both really good, but if I had the choice of one versus the other, I just have to go. I think Kate Winslet's a little bit better than Laura Linney, and if we're gonna go tiebreaker on who the chick is in the movie, Laura Linney is very good in that movie, but. Also, Kirsten Dunst in her underwear in Eternal Sunshine. I'm going to give it some bonus points for that. So
I think the Truman Show loses points because of Ed Harris in that hat.
Yeah, but Smelly said Ed Harris is the trump card for Truman Show.
Dude, he's totally dressed like Samuel L. Jackson when Samuel L. Jackson is out in the wild. Like, you guys got the glasses on and the hat.
But it's Ed Harris as God.
Yeah, no, Ed Harris is really good. I'm going to be on your side with this. I think Ed Harris is very good in that role.
Oh, I wasn't talking about his role. I was just talking about the hat.
But the hat adds to the whole pretentious thing, Like it helps his character, It's a stupid hat.
Yeah, of course a false god would wear a Kangol.
You know what? I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind a little bit now that I'm thinking more about the Truman Show and the whole idea of emotional manipulation in that way.
I love the fact he's talking himself out of it.
I'm good at this.
We haven't said one argument for or against, and you talked yourself out of it.
That's right. We haven't said a single word this whole debate. You've been on both sides of the issue.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about the whole, the death of his dad thing, and that was so brilliantly pulled off. And
it was, and then they did the same thing to us when he's sailing on the ocean, and the music's all beautiful and happy, and he's finally going to do it, and then he freaking crashes into the side of the thing, and you can almost hear the record scratch, and it's just good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just such a close call.
What's your vote, Dave?
I vote Sunshine.
Yeah. Dang it. I mean, I'll defleur. I'll defleur to the flicks,
You're going to deflower?
I will defleur if I have to.
It is interesting that we started talking about movies once we had Dave on here.
You know what's really funny is yesterday, Yoshi asked me while you guys were having this out on the Twitters, and Jitterbug and I both said Sunshine, and Yoshi's like, yeah, that's right. And now he's flipped.
No, it's just a hard call, man. It's not like I don't know. I think they're very close. I think Jitterbug would say something like, well, the Truman Show's good, but it has some cliched moments, and really the cinematography in Eternal Sunshine is perfect. It's just a perfect movie. That's what he would say. I'm just thinking what he would probably say.
To be fair, I'm biased because I watched it every night when I lived with Matt Lydon in my sophomore year. I fell asleep to the Truman Show every single night.
Oh yeah, Matt Lydon loved that movie too, so that's kind of a hard thing.
He did,
yeah. And then you ruined it for him.
That's a good thing.
So why aren't the two greatest Jim Carrey movies of all time on here, or not on here? That would be
Earth Girls Are Easy, and what else?
I was thinking more Mr. Popper's Penguins and the Number 23.
Oh yeah, the Number 23.
Never
that was
saw
a
it.
Michael Jordan biography, wasn't it?
Yeah, should have been. That's not.
No,
it's all about one white man's quest to dunk from the free throw line.
One very funny, very white man's.
In one hand a basketball, in another a dildo piece of bread. Well, that was wonderful. We have no idea what just happened. I think Eternal Sunshine won. Congratulations, Eternal Sunshine.
You'll get a shout out right now. You want a shout out from us?
Shout outs, quick shout outs. I just want a shout out from the rooftops. Adam, who he made himself felt deeply on the forums with a handful of just wonderful brown. What are we? Boom maymays?
Boom Buzz, yeah, I think we went with.
Boom goes the Dynamite Maymay.
Yeah, it's totally Damo. So everybody run to the brown. Dang it. Hello?
Boom.
Everybody run to the Boom thread. Boom 7, YOLO, our YOLO thread. And it was tremendous. He put in work, and he show improved, and it's a lot of good pictures on there. That's my shout out for this week. Also, I guess I'll shout out Phone Science on Twitter because he guided me toward the Samsung Galaxy Nexus that comes out this weekend that I will purchase and thus be an owner of my first big boy phone ever.
Oh, and just so that is good. Just so he really hears it, though, I want to shout out Frall's fans again, because he said that getting a shout out from me was more difficult than making the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. So that reference kind of made me want to shout him out. And again, got to shout out Brian Austin, or whatever his name is, Truth and Justice, because I slandered his game Warfighter, and that was not right of me. I'd also like to shout out a follower by the name of Lance Mack, who attempted to convince me that liberals were at fault for the Mass Effect 3 ending debacle, which is one of my favorite arguments on Twitter ever.
Yeah, that's pretty
because
awesome.
they are clearly connected. There's causality right there. Liberals caused the Mass Effect 3 uproar. So good job. I would have never noticed that conspiracy.
Thanks a lot, Obamacare.
Yeah, I know. Obama caused.
Well, I'd like to send a shout out to the company, which I'm sure is Mormon, that gave us the dildo bread.
That's great.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, lacuna. I have to tell you what lacuna means.
Lacuna.
Lacuna is a gap or small cavity or pit or kind of a blank space or missing area. So it's basically a vagina, I think.
Oh, does that mean you can walk up to somebody with like a gap tooth and go, "Man, your lacuna is showing"?
I guess your tooth, the dental lacuna or something.
Dude, your girl be lacuna-ing. Is it lacuna-ing or lacuna-I?
It would be the lacuna dentata.
I don't know if you can verb lacuna. It's just a noun.
Can you tell somebody to shut the lacuna on their face?
Yeah, exactly. Especially because it seems like part of the idea is that there's nothing there. It's like a vacuum kind of. So you're actually saying that they got nothing to say anyway. So shut it.
Dang, that goes hard.
Yeah, it's like a mega horde burn.
Shut your face, lacuna.
Exactly. There you go. No deals?
That's all the time we have. No deeds. Yeah, I don't know that we have a deedly.
I got one.
We do. At Best Buy this week, you can get Mass Effect 3 for $40.
Oh, snap.
Oh, somebody do that and send it to Dogs Die on the 360 so I can play with him multiplayer. Thank you.
Dave, did you have another deal?
Yeah, if you got a Vita, go download MotorStorm RC, brought to you by Zion.
RC Pro-Am.
RC Prom, one of my favorite games on the Vita.
Did you say prom?
So far. RC Prom, that's a totally different game.
RC Prone.
Prom.
RC Prom, brought to you by CGI Dildo Bread of Deseret Industries.
CGI Dildo Bread, I think, is our title, probably. I'm guessing.
It
should be, anyways.
Yeah, it should be. All right. Well, thanks for listening, folks, and join us again next week when we have a show.
Then Dogs Die.
We hope.
And we have a Dogs Die.
And possibly Mantooth.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
There's always a possibility. It's just a small
He's all like, "Hey, am I the special guest?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I hope you are." And he's like, "Nah." I'm like, "All right, well, I guess nah then."
Nope, that didn't live long.
So Smelly, can you take us out?
Ooh, Dave, nicely done.
Frall's fan says, the Big Red Barrel Boom. Another great show. Thumbs up. But what are these strawberries doing on my nipples? I need them for fruit salad?
What?
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcast, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.